Beyond the lab, 3 papers addressing the same core problem from orthogonal hardware assumptions, and what their convergence may suggest about where the field perceives the current bottleneck. These 3 papers share a design constraint, field deployable sensing, while using orthogonal hardware assumptions, sparse IMUs with ranging, markerless multi-view cameras, and full-body wearables for simulation validation. Their coexistence in the same publication period may reflect a field-level consensus that the bottleneck has shifted from achieving accuracy under controlled conditions to achieving deployability in ecologically valid ones. Ultra-diffusion poser frames the sparse-IMU reconstruction problem as a diffusion process conditioned on geometric intersensor distances from UWB ranging. The key theoretical claim is that distance measurements between body-mounted sensors contain enough relative geometric information to disambiguate the underdetermined inverse kinematics problem. This is plausible for typical body proportions, but the sensitivity to anthropometric variation, body proportions not represented in training, and to drift accumulation under extended deployment are not fully characterized in the reported evaluation. Embedding anatomical constraints inside the optimization loop is a principled response to a known failure mode of 2-stage pipelines, when intermediate keypoints are unreliable due to occlusion. Unconstrained inverse kinematics produces non-physiological configurations. By making errors biomechanically bounded, this system likely degrades more gracefully. However, biomechanical plausibility and biomechanical accuracy are distinct properties. A constrained estimate may be anatomically feasible while still being incorrect. Distinguishing between the two requires ground truth finger position data that is not routinely available in practice. The dissociation in the VR cycling study, cadence preserved, trunk and head motion not, is consistent with the hypothesis that VR simulators replicate mechanical task constraints more faithfully than the proprioceptive and vestibular feedback that modulates postural control in natural riding. If this interpretation holds, training adaptations may transfer selectively. Lower extremity power and cadence are more likely to transfer than reactive balance and postural coordination under external perturbation. This has direct implications for VR rehabilitation protocols where postural control is a treatment target. These conclusions are tentative given the small sample and single sport scope. Across the 3 papers, a provisional synthesis is possible. Camera-free and marker-free sensing approaches appear to be approaching the accuracy threshold for field deployment, but each introduces a distinct unresolved question: anthropometric generalization for IMU diffusion systems, accuracy versus plausibility for constrained hand capture, and selective transfer for simulation-based training. The VR cycling data suggests that closing the reality gap may require modeling sensory feedback, not only mechanical task structure, a constraint that current simulation architectures do not address.